Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming out on this cold fall Wednesday morning, coming out pretty early to support William and Kelly with Golf to Grow, and also the Cherokee Office of Economic Development and our Fresh Start mornings. I'm Lee Smith, and I want to welcome you here to our presentation, our third Wednesday at Reformation Brewery following the Canton Business Club. But before we go into and bring up Kelly and William to be able to share Golf to Grow and their challenges, so get your brains working, because they're going to need some of y'all's solutions and that crowdsourcing from you as they present this morning, as they share their story and what they're doing with their business. They're also going to lean on you at the end of their presentation. They're going to tee up some questions to you, so we're thinking about that. So drink your coffee, get a donut, get some water, wake up here with us. But I want to tell you a little bit about co-ed. I won't bore you too much, but I do want you to know who we are, what we do, how we do it, and why we're here. Thank you. So we are a little unique in that we are 3 boards with 1 vision. Can you believe our CEO, Missy Martin, has to report to 3 board chairs? That's a lot for anybody y'all know working with boards. So we have our Cherokee County Development Authority, which was established in '66. And our Development Authority of Cherokee County in 1981, and then our latest is Cherokee by Choice in 2018. So we have our 2 boards above, we call them CCDA and DACC, and that's where it's appointed by the Board of Commissioners, and our incentives, and our real estate, and our funding, to where we really impact economic development. Our one vision here in Cherokee County through the state and the region is how can we impact small businesses, how can we impact real estate, how can we get headquarters here so that we have a growing economy, a growing community, and jobs for people to be able to live, work, and play here in Cherokee County. But we also have our eggs all in one basket, 2 baskets. And that's dangerous when you do that. So that's how Cherokee by Choice got created in 2018, is our public-private partnership, where we work with companies that support us over a 5-year campaign, and that helps fund our initiatives. So our Fresh Start mornings, our North Atlanta Venture Mentoring Program, our film that Molly does, who's standing at the door, our workforce development with Justine, and our Be Poetry Proud program, and how we're able to support you as a small business. And then our team, we've grown over the last couple of months. They were small at one point, and we've expanded with Cherokee by Choice and the funding that we've received and some of the ARPA funds that we've received in order to be able to support you as a community and work with economic development. So, of course, we have our CEO, Misty, and he's our vice president. Laura is one of our project managers. I'm Lee Smith. Molly does all things film. So if you have anything to do with film, work on a set with film, want to have your house in a movie, she's your gal to talk to here. Vanna Hernandez is one of our newest on the team, and she's going to be working with our Hispanic community. We just did our first Latino roundtable that was very successful. Justina Brown does all things workforce development. So our workforce collaborative, working with the schools and employers. So if you're an employer that would like to have some high school interns, or we do our Be Poetry Proud, where we take a show on the road and really enhance the skill trades. There's 15 skill trades that we promote. We call it Nerdy to Dirty. And take the big trailer, big mobile van, and go out across the state. Christine, she keeps us in line, and she makes sure we get paid, so we make sure we're really nice to her, bring her candy. Hannah here, she and I work in the entrepreneurial space and work closely together. Elise does our communications and marketing, so she's going to make us look good and sound good. Reggie and Hutch go out on the mobile truck with Be Poetry Proud and bring that to the high schools. And then lastly, and I'll turn it over to our speakers, we want to create local wealth. And we do that by diversion tax base, job creation, and real estate. And then lastly, we exist, our service areas, retention and expansion. We want to bring those companies here so that we have jobs for people to work. We want to recruit the best companies, and we want to have a variety of companies here. Real estate. We actually buy product, buy land, buy buildings, so that when a corporation does want to come here or a business wants to relocate here, or you want to move into this community with your business, if you want to grow, we have real estate, our products for you, property for you. Workforce development, film, and entrepreneurship. So often we come in here and we just talk about Fresh Start Mornings, and so we realize, we wanted you to know a little bit more about us as co-ed. We have an amazing website where you can look up property and get stats and get data. And so know that we are a resource here for you in this community as a business owner here. And then we want to create a culture and community of entrepreneurship. We're so grateful that you're here to support William and Kelly as a local small business called to grow. But many of you are business owners too, and so we want to be here for you as well. And then our community partners, we partner greatly with our city and our county. Reformation Brewery is kind to loan us the space. Gerald Griffith does our filming here at Fresh Start for Corridor Publishing and The Taste of 575, if you know that magazine. Bronson Kurtz, the Color Night IT, does our photography for us. And then what you came here for. So I will stop talking and turn it over to William and Kelly and let them introduce themselves, share their story, and tee up their challenges for you. So Will, Kelly, come on in. And as they come up to introduce themselves, I do want to pass the mic real quick. And I want to know who you are and what your company is, so that other people in the room know who you are because y'all want to connect. So let's do that.
Good morning, my name is Chef Margot. I own a small kitchen over in Ackworth, West Park area called Good Food Fanatics. The front of the building says Go, Fo, Fa, Eat Meals, which are the first two letters of Good Food Fanatics. We save you time, money, while adding nutrition, and weight loss is almost automatic because we get you back to the dinner table with your family so you have that time. I simply cook for you, and we know everybody's a fan of good food.
Hi, I'm Brittany. I'm the owner of the Little Sober Bar. We're a mobile sober and sober curious bar. We're based in Woodstock, Ackworth area, but we go in.
She's going to present on December 6th at the Circuit for our Fresh Start Morning. Come out to support Brittany.
Hi, I'm Brian. I work for William and Kelly. I'm just here to support them on their blog.
Sacrificing got up early, he said this morning.
I'm Gianni with King Studios, a content production studio in Holland Springs. We specialize in podcasting.
I'm BJ McCraney, and I'm a huge fan of Dr. Grow and William and Kelly.
I'm Victoria Stanton with Breakaway Bookkeeping and Advising, and I am out of the circuit, and I'll be presenting next.
Jasmine Patrick, I'm here for Kelly and William.
I'm Bronwyn Linder, that's my other half, and we have a company called Wealthway. We educate on financial literacy, and we're here to support William and Kelly.
Paul Kelly with Xfinity, and again, supporting William Kelly.
I'm Mark Phillippe, retired old man, here to support William Kelly.
You got a fan club. William and Kelly.
Brian and Christy Choate, Chobar Food Restaurants, Food Trucks, and Catering. And we've known William and Kelly for years. We're so proud.
We love barbecue.
We just opened a Canton location in downtown Canton right next to Scotts Drive. Open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
All right, got another location.
Stone with Business Radio X.
Hey, I'm Greg Morris with J Golf, Hampton. We help businesses become fundable so they can acquire more assets, cash flow, and not use their personal guarantees.
Jim from Design Remodel Brothers. We're here down in Woodstock. We're here to support, as always.
Hello, my name is Tanya Johnson-Riddick. I'm here to support my sister and my brother, the Dr. Grow. Glad to be here.
Hey, what's up? I'm Chief Executive City Lifestyle of Georgia's luxury publication, and here to support William Kelly.
I'm Gerald Griffith. I'm the publisher of Taste of 575, the region's only food and dining magazine.
I'm everybody, Heath Timmons, Cherokee Officer of Economic Development. Excited to be in the presentation.
I'm Elise Holcomb. I'm also with co-ed.
Hannah Garrison, also a co-ed.
Lots of things to know
You need to hear.
I'm Molly Mercer. I'm also a co-ed.
Well, awesome. We're certainly grateful that you all came out to listen to us. I'll say me. My wife typically does not speak unless it's in private. She'll tell me if I said something wrong or did it right. Just a kind of a warning up front. We went snorkeling last week, and I'm not hearing very well in my head. So if I'm super loud or super quiet, I really don't know. So if I did tell Ms. Lee, if I'm getting too loud, just do the friend symbol or bring it down a little bit, as Ross used to do. But this is us. This is William and Kelly. This is my wife of 22 years. Kelly was born and raised in downtown Woodstock on Kyle Street behind the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So when you hear us talk about our community and how we love our community, it's because we truly do. My wife grew up here watching this community grow. Woodstock was completely different even from when I came 20 years ago. I know for her it's completely different. They used to play kickball on Arnoldville, and there would be one or two cars that would come by, every hour at the most. There was a hospital in downtown Woodstock. There was a police station in downtown Woodstock. I mean, a lot of different iterations of what Woodstock looks like. But she's grown up here. I was born in California in Culver City, South LA, during the LA Watts riots. So my mom said this is not where we're going to grow and raise our family. So she moved us to Ohio. Hence the Ohio State Buckeye colors. These are not Georgia Bulldogs. Ohio State Buckeyes, just so you know. But I can't switch back and forth if I need to, depending on the audience. But these are Buckeye fans. And I moved to Georgia in high school. I moved in my end of my junior year to Lovejoy High School, graduated in 2001. So I am getting old, which is crazy. So our story of how we met is kind of weird. I met my wife in an email chat, which led to AOL Instant Messenger. So again, dating myself a bit. But we decided to physically meet at a church, Ray of Hope in Decatur, in January 2001. After some conversations on the phone back and forth, I asked her to be my girlfriend in February of 2001. I was still a senior in high school, so I asked her to be my wife at senior prom in May of 2001. I joined the military in June 2001 and graduated boot camp in August of 2001. And then right before 9/11, I let her know, really what my intentions were to marry her and when we wanted to get our date together. And then 9/11 being in the service kind of affected the actual timing of that. So in October, she flew out to San Diego on the night of the 19th. The morning of the 20th, we went down to the San Diego County Courthouse, paid $113, $100 for the license, $13 for the tax, which is ridiculous, on the 13% tax. We had to pay to get married. So we got married, and from the time we met each other to the time we were married was 9 months. We've been married now 22 years. So I'm encouraged. We love to tell people about our story. We've had people discourage us being teenagers, being brand new, going into service, thinking we wouldn't make it. And by the grace of God and a lot of patience on my wife's behalf, we made it thus far. And Lord willing, if the Lord tarries, we may see 40, 50, 60, possibly even 70 years of marriage. So we're excited about that part of our lives beyond our business. We have 4 lovely kids. We have some awesome children. If you've ever heard me talk about my kids, I'm just being honest, maybe it's kind of biased, but we really do have great kids. They have great heads on their shoulders, I think a lot because of my wife, and just the upbringing we've exposed them to. We were telling Hannah, we traveled a whole bunch. We love to vacation, so it's almost unfair to say vacation because we are always traveling. But we want our kids to be cultured, we want them to experience things, we try to make sure that they understand 3 things. How to be a good person, how to manage a checkbook, and how to understand other cultures. We do those 3 things, we'll figure everything else out. So we'll worry about school, we'll worry about tests, we'll worry about all that stuff later. Treat people right, manage your money, and learn about other cultures, people that are different than you. But we have a 20-year-old, she'll be 21 here. In December, she's a junior, almost a senior, really in her last year at KSU. She got some credits for being homeschooled. So she's going to be a teacher. Mackenzie, our 18-year-old, she is my mini-me. If you ever meet Mackenzie, she is William Thomas on, steroids. He is ridiculous. And we butt heads a bit just because we're so strong-willed, so passionate, and always think we're right. Even when we know we're wrong, we won't give it up. But she's in real estate school. She is probably like me. I'm not the greatest of employees. I'm a great entrepreneur. I struggle with seeing do it because you said so. I think let's do it to make it better, let's make it more productive, and that typically takes a person that's entrepreneurial. She's just like me in that regard. Our 14-year-old Macy, she works at Chick-fil-A. Actually, all three of our daughters work at Chick-fil-A currently. Been a great place for them to learn and to grow themselves and find out who they are. And then we got our son, Philip II. We call him Philip Giga. Our daughter Macy couldn't say Philip when he was younger, so she called him Giga. So he's almost 13 in 9 days, and we still call him Giga. That's just his name. I won't let it go. I don't want him to call him. I want to call him William with his second or junior. Philip, it's Giga to me. He's our PGA junior golfer. He is passionate about the sport of golf like I am. I so wish that I would have found the sport. Well, no, I don't, because I don't have a business. But I wish from the sport of golf I found it earlier because I'd be a lot better than I am now. I wouldn't have to ask BJ for lessons every 3 days. But I kind of tell you how golf got into our lives. I never played golf until 2021. I'm a COVID golfer. Golf was not something I thought was fun. I thought it was boring. I thought it was slow. I thought it was an old man sport. I thought it was an exclusive sport that people like me couldn't play. But in 2001, in March 2001, my small group at Woodstock City was putting together, actually our leadership team was putting together a function to go play golf at Callahan Golf Links. And of course, I wanted to be a part of it, wanted to hang out, good guys, wanted to have fun. Went and borrowed some clubs and went out there and played, and I was absolutely tragic. I mean, absolutely garbage. And I mean, I'm not one to brag too much, but I'm good at pretty much anything I've done, or I just don't do it. I typically find when I'm good at, I do that, and then I excel because I was only going to do it if I was good. And I stunk at golf. I mean, it was really, really bad. I think I shot 130 when I stopped keeping score. We were like through 14 holes. It was, and that's so you know, it's not against you. It's not the more you get, the better you get. It's not extra credit. It was a horrible score. I sliced everything, faded everything, hit the woods, lost balls, and that was not counting lost balls. I mean, I was counting like, oh, I dropped it and counted with no stroke. But it was really horrible. But I loved it. I loved it because it was mental. It was something that said, okay, well, you have to actually develop your skill sets, develop your talents. So I started playing. I get pretty addicted to things. I'm addicted to personality. I started playing 4 times a week. It was bad, like my addiction. I was playing every day that I could to the point where it would annoy my wife. I mean, we had some conversations. We don't have many arguments, but that was definitely one of them. Like, dude, you've got to stop playing golf. But I really fell in strong light with it. I love my wife. I don't love golf. I like golf a lot, though. So I started playing a lot. And right before September of 2021, we were getting ready to go to Europe for a few weeks, and I wanted to have some fun with some friends of mine to play some golf. So I asked a couple of my buddies, I said, hey, let's set up just a real quick foursome. Let's go play Callahan, go have some fun. Just send me the money when you're ready to look. Well, a couple minutes later, those buddies reached out to me and said, hey, we got some friends that want to play with us. Can we book another foursome? Not a problem. Just send me the PayPal, send me the Venmo. A couple minutes later, a couple more buddies said, hey, we want to jump on with that. Can we jump on? Can you book another one? I said, okay. And my wife's getting these messages and these emails from, you got PayPal, you got Venmo, you got PayPal, you got Venmo. And we typically have weird names for each other. I'm part of a workout group called F3. We have weird names. So it would say, Venmo or PayPal from Bubble Cheeks. And, PayPal from, we're not going to say some of the great bar names that we have for you guys. But she's like, why is Bubble Cheeks sending you money? So I had to explain to her, hey, we're getting ready to have just a little golf outing. But within minutes, so many people signed up to play golf, which was crazy. And I said, well, if we're going to do this, let's raise some money, let's have some competitions, let's give this money away. And it turned out to be a great event, had a lot of good time. But my wife said right before we went out of town, she said, why don't you do this for a living? And it was more in passing. She had heard me whine about what I was doing for a living. I was at a ceiling point where I was. I like what I do, but it just wasn't, I just didn't enjoy it as much. And she was really tired of hearing me whine. So she just said, why don't you consider doing this for a living? So for the next 6 weeks, we kind of talked about it while we were away. And then when we came back in November of 2021, we went to Chicago, and literally, we had our napkin presentation we put together. We sat down and we wrote through what our plan would look like, who we would serve, and what our fees. 2022? Huh? No, it's 21. It's 21.
It was 22 when we went to Chicago.
Was it?
It was last year.
Oh, yeah, that was last year. Wow, it's only been a year back. That's true. So we, last November, we went and looked at our napkin presentation, put together everything we want to do, who we serve, what our fee structure would be, how we get paid, and ultimately what we came up with is this: is we wanted to serve people that needed us. We wanted to serve those who struggled with raising money. We wanted to serve our community here in Cherokee County. What we found out during the pandemic was three things. Number one is businesses were impacted. During COVID, a lot of people who ran businesses saw, because of their customer bases, loss or discretionary income loss, or uncertainty in the marketplace, people didn't spend money as much as they did before. Number two, that disposable income decreased for those consumers. You know, they just were uncertain about either their job or their stability or what it looked like as they ran their business as small business owners. And then number three, smaller nonprofits were devastated. The first contributions to go away when the market gets tough is people's charitable givings. Their churches, their nonprofits, the organizations that they typically serve. I wish it wasn't that way, but that's just the honest truth of how it is. But what people did not stop doing was golfing. And I mean, I picked it up during COVID. A lot of people picked it up during COVID because of a couple of things. One, you needed a release. It had to be outdoor, and you couldn't be in close contact. So golf was the perfect way to do that. Golf is the reason our business is around. I mean, we have some different ideas of things that we want to do, but ultimately focused around golf. And this is the reach we had last year, not we had, but golf had. So there was 119 million people that were involved in the sport of golf in 2022. That's a third of the United States population over the age of 5 that has either played on the course or in a golf simulator indoors, follow golf on television or online, played in a golf pool, like BJ sets up at every major that I'm always a part of, that I give my $20 to not win. I think Brian's jumped in a couple times. Now, I have won for 300. That was it was a good little win. Read about the game, listen to a Golf Related podcast. For the last several years, that's a 12% increase year after year after year. The sport of golf is becoming more and more popular as it becomes more and more accessible to people, as it becomes more and more diverse, as it becomes less expensive. Obviously, if you have a membership to a course, it can be expensive. But, for the most part, you can play here locally in Cherokee County for $35, $40, $45, $50. So it's getting more accessible to a lot of middle-class people, which is increasing and growing the sport. That's my buddy John Little said our family is the first family in golf. We have got an amazing family. Our entire family, our kids are involved. Obviously, my sisters, Jasmine and Tanya, are involved. My in-laws, my mom, I call them my mom and dad. They're involved. They're at all of our events, they're at all of our tournaments. We even have people that call us their son and daughter that are not blood related at all. We've got aunties and uncles that they're not aunties and uncles, but we call them aunties and uncles that support what we do. As you can see, those are our 4 kids right there. Our oldest, Madison, our 14-year-old Macy, our 18-year-old Mackenzie, and then our PGA pro, soon to be Philip there. But we love golf. We love the sport of golf and what it does. We love that it engages people, it connects people, it brings people together, and it allows us to be able to raise money for those. So this is our mission statement and what Golf to Grow does. We merge the distinctive qualities of golf, which are community, competition, and fun, with the inseparable qualities of giving, which are benevolence, generosity, and charity. This is accomplished by partnering with nonprofits and the community organizations in the areas of passion and connecting them with local small business sponsors to host fun-filled golf tournaments through which the community can participate. So we connect local businesses that need to benefit in their community, that serve the community, that worship in their community, that play in their community, that run their business in their community, with nonprofits that serve those in the community that are have a need, with those who want to be a part of that. One of the biggest draws for us is as a nonprofit supporter. If I support a nonprofit, I may only have $100 a month that I can give, and I may only have an hour a week that I can give. And to be honest, sometimes I feel like it's not enough. But when I can engage a bunch of people to play in a golf tournament, and I can use that to support a local business, to promote a local business, by also meeting the need of a nonprofit new business to raise the money, we're able to connect all 3 of those things together. So we feed on each other, we work with each other, connecting them together. We create a space by which we connect those pillars of the community, and they can intersect and strengthen each other. So Who we serve. We've had the opportunity, we started in November 2022. We have not even hit our 1-year anniversary. We've done 5 golf tournaments already this year. We've got 2 coming up. We've got one actually this Monday for Empower Cherokee, which is a nonprofit in Canton that used to be a charity training center. They deal with intellectually and developmentally disabled individuals. Their tournament is Monday at Eagle Watch, and then on the 30th, we've got a tournament at Brookfield Country Club for the oldest nonprofit in Roswell called Groveway Community Group. We have 7 on the books already scheduled for next year, and a waiting list of 2025 with 5 or 6 clients, potential clients on that. So it's an exciting thing. Those are some of the companies and organizations that we get to partner with, we get to serve, which has been awesome. But that's our goal is to help nonprofits and local community organizations raise money. Here's the challenges we face. There's only 4. One of them is unlike the other 3. One is just we're always looking for golfers. Because we run multiple events a year, we don't want to max out a golf tournament at 144 golfers. Because that means I have to bother those 144 every single time I host a tournament for a client. And number 2 is we want to make sure that more people are involved and get to be a part of promoting and benefiting business sponsors as well as benefiting those nonprofits. But we're always looking for golfers. We want to make sure people are aware of what we're doing and who we're serving and what we're a part of. The other 3 are weather related. You got to deal with rain, you have to deal with the heat, and you have to deal with the cold. So in Georgia, we're limited into how many tournaments we can have a year and the time of the year we can have it. We can operate about 6 to 7 months a year. So we typically don't host golf tournaments during hot and vacation time, July, in the end of June, July, and the first part of August. And then when it gets cold, when you get to the end of October, November, December, January, February. So we're missing not only a market, but we're missing an opportunity to serve other nonprofits. So I have some challenges that I will say that we have, but I also have a big solution that we're able to offer. So we're introducing today, some people already know, but the indoor golf experience, Golf to Grow indoor golf experience. We've been working on this for a while. We have officially got our lease, which is amazing. We will be starting our build-out, Lord willing, in November. We'll sign the lease at the beginning of November. But we will begin our build-out in November. We will have 4 indoor simulators in Town Lake in Woodstock at the old flooring store behind the Chipotle. We're right here by K-Pop and Johnny's Pizza. So we've got a huge space, but there'll be 4 simulators, putting green. There'll be a lounge area, a members area. We'll have TVs in there. One of the things we want to do, again, as we said, is we want to partner with our community. So we won't serve food, but what we will do is partner with the businesses there that already make food. So when someone wants to come in and eat, they have a choice of Chipotle, K-Pop, Johnny's Pizza. They can get Chick-fil-A, they can get McDonald's, they can get Azumi, they can get Papa John's. One, we don't have to deal with the bureaucracy of having a food store, but we also need to partner with these businesses. We want to help sustain and grow these businesses, so why be in competition with them? So our goal is to be able to allow people, Choke wants to bring a food truck out one night. We'd love to have them out to do that. That would be fantastic. That would be amazing. We'll have the PGA Pro on staff there that will be doing lessons. So we'll be able to offer all kind of great things. And we won't have to compete with the weather. And those businesses will help each other. Our nonprofit service consulting firm will be able to promote the indoor simulator. And the indoor simulator will be able to draw golfers to our tournaments. So we're excited about that. So we are in the process of, we've got one more investor meeting on Saturday. We've got a couple more investors we'll look at, maybe 2. But we are almost fully funded, which is awesome, which is crazy and exciting and scary and nerve-wracking. Now we've got to actually deliver on these promises. We're excited about that. So these are the questions that I want to pose to you. If you don't mind helping us answer some of these questions. So you can answer all of them, one of them. You can skip around if you know something about them. But here's 3 questions. Number 1 is, what are some effective marketing strategies to reach our target customer? Our customer is golfers. I thought when we first started that finding sponsors would be our challenge. It has not been, which is awesome. It just says a lot about our community. Businesses want to be a part of it, which is great. That has not been our challenge. It's just making sure that we have enough golfers to fill every one of our events. We typically average around 60 to 65 golfers an event. Which is our sweet spot, 72. We like to be at that 72 number because it's personal for our sponsors. I don't want 8 at every hole, and our sponsors never get to talk to our golfers, because it's why they give you $2,500 if they don't get to talk to the people So we like to keep it where at least it's just 4, they have a chance to talk, but we want to make sure we reach goals. Number 2, how comfortable were you in hiring your first employee? I'm very good at being self-employed because I give 100% because it's mine. I just heard a quote recently that you can't expect more than 80% from the people that work for you, and that's a good number if you can get 80% of it. But how comfortable were you with hiring your first employee? What steps did you take? Did you find? Did you interview them? So I just love to hear your feedback on that. And then lastly, as far as the question that I'm going to pose, what are some of the must-use resources that you have that have improved your business? If you can help me answer those questions, I would greatly appreciate that. All right.
All right. Let's see. First one. What are some effective marketing strategies to reach? Are you asking for you or for me? What do I do?
For them.
For them?
We're supporting Golf to Grow.
Okay.
It's just walking.
I just like this.
Literally just walking. So we're supporting them.
Marketing strategies to target customers. I didn't think on that one. I'll message you about that one.
All right,
The second one. How comfortable were you with hiring your first employee? I was not comfortable, but I trained them slowly, and then I was very clear about setting the expectations of where we were at, and then like kind of what they were looking at, as far as pay and then hours, and like letting them know they were going to need to put in more work on the front end, and then letting them know as this grew that they would rise with me. And then what are some must-use resources that have improved your business? But that's for them.
We're answering questions for them. We're trying to help Golf to Grow. So we're trying to help them with their challenges. So what solutions would you give them?
All right, come back.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, here we go.
I will probably only answer number 2. With my previous experience with the previous companies that we had, process is very important. You have to come up with processes. I was very uncomfortable myself, John included, because like you said, 80% our reality number is about 50, because the person that comes before work, period. So you just have to make sure that you have the right processes in place. You have to make sure that you have the HR processes aligned with the legal end of it too. You have to define your employees the right way. That's the only way that you can get on about. Until you can actually hire some decent managers who are getting percentages of everything, you're going to be very uncomfortable. But there's no end to it.
You don't have to answer all 3. Just if you know one, you can answer one of them.
So I'm going to answer 1 and 3. I might have some thoughts on number 2. So as someone who's done marketing and social media, like that's my wheelhouse, I've been a brand ambassador for years, like 10 plus years. I would say marketing strategies, especially on social media, you're going to want to do lots of video, lots of carousels, stuff that's engaging and entertaining, just because what you guys do is so unique that you need to showcase how it works, but do it so that people, just like a regular golfer or a small business, whomever your target is on both sides, you want to make sure that they're like seeing that video, kind of like Dylan's. They just did that
Mike Myers.
Yeah, Mike Myers thing. Like it's engaging and it gets people interested. So at the indoor place, I can just vision like videoing the ball hitting the screen, or like showing how you can order from any of the restaurants around there. It's just really showing like the real side of it and the build process. I know that for us, showing the building process was super critical for our success. So like videoing every day what the process is, like whether you're building something or not that day. It's like, oh well, the floor didn't come in today. Oh no, but you can video that and share that with your audience, and they'll be more sympathetic, more supportive, and super engaged in that. First employees, I was going to say, just touch on what he said. I already have all my SOPs like built processes for whenever I will have employees. So I would say get on that now before you guys open. That way, when you do hire someone, you feel confident in picking someone because you know that they will follow your process. And then the last one, I was going to say must-use resources would be ChatGPT for social media captions. Like that's what I do a lot of times. So it takes a lot of the mental load off of thinking about all those things that are on your shoulders. And like there's tons of apps out there, tons of resources that you can use, just social media marketing wise.
I don't know if you should talk to Dylan about employees. You just hired Mike Myers. So I find sometimes when I get information, I get these general things. I'm trying to think of something specific that you can kind of focus on. So there's a book, a resource called Traction. Traction literally goes over like 6 basic steps and breaks down how to do these 6 basic steps to start a business. Talking from things like growth mindset. So like you hear the word standards and procedures like SOPs. What does that even mean? And so basically it's like, hey, if I want to hire this person, here are the questions you're going to ask in every single interview. But of course, like that's going to change because you're going to realize you don't even know the right questions to ask right now. So there's going to be like trial and error. Like, how do you find the right people with the right energy? You don't even know at this point in time. So what you do is start hiring people and firing people, quitting on you, and go through that hardship to find the right people. You will start learning the right questions to ask on your interviews. And then that, over time, will morph into the standard procedure or your hiring procedure. But you don't have that yet. That's going to evolve. So in terms of like, how comfortable are you with your first employee? Not comfortable at all. And I got it wrong, like a lot of times wrong. So like I said, so the idea then to accept the fact that you are going to make mistakes, you're going to be wrong, is a growth mindset. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's how you were going to learn. That's how you learn to ask the right questions. So then I kind of goes into this idea of resources. Start off with a couple of really solid books. I mentioned Traction, Atomic Habits. Surround yourself with people that are doing the exact same things as you that you can bounce your ideas off of. So then there's a lot of this at this stage. Like, you don't even know the hashtags to do yet. Like, this is all about you and the right questions that you need to ask. And so we're talking like ground level stuff. So in terms of effective marketing strategies, there's so many. Like, do you know your customer? Do you know the demographics of your customer? And that all modifies itself. And then you still have to do, what's it called, the A/B testing? Like, you even know the right marketing. You feel like you just do one set of testing, and then that doesn't work. Modify and add. There's a lot of intro work in the beginning. So like with ChatGPT, go talk to Renee. She just started a business. They'll teach you how to use ChatGPT to help you with your marketing. So I would sit down with some very, very specific people, like Renee, or someone that does marketing, or a book, and say, okay, look, I'm going to do these 5 things to get started. Be very, very specific. And I can connect you with those things.
I just wanted to add one thing. I'm going to basically answer number 1. Fortunate to kind of know, a little bit about what you guys have going on. And one of the biggest things that I was also thinking about for a couple of nights is the need to want to create a vibe. Like you have to want to create a vibe that makes people feel like they're having fun, right? And I feel like that with anything, whether it's networking groups, business, so on and so forth, like you want to create that, whatever that means. I think maybe having to get with somebody to figure that out, or you may already know what that is, but make it to where like people are, or showcase what you guys do, but also put it in a way like you're missing this, you're missing out on something great. And nobody wants to miss out on a good vibe. Like, let's be real. I don't know if anybody said it, but nobody wants to miss out on a good vibe. They're like, wait, this person there, that person, look at what this place is doing. Oh, it's in our backyard, and it's gonna just spread. It's going to be contagious. So that would just be, one of my things that I was thinking about that I think would just be huge for this kind of new concept within our community. And you just see, you'll see the community rally behind it because they're going to want to be a part of it and support it in any which way. That's my 2 cents.
I got next.
Go ahead.
I was going to address marketing for you guys. ChatGPT, AI chat, yes. I'll show it to you when we get home, and you'll be like, where have you been all my life? Seriously. But secondly, I want you to make sure that you don't forget the kids and brand recognition with them. Kids, and not that you're doing it in a scary way, but the more you market to children who are involved in golf, they'll have that recognition of when they grow up, golf to grow, golf to grow. It's just like with my kids, you know, we use a certain brand of toilet paper or whatever it is we use, they grow up wanting to use the same thing. So just make sure that you don't forget the kids, because you can market to kids and you can market to them effectively and you can do events and things like that, but that's going to be your future customers, so you want to make sure you don't forget that.
Hey, first of all, congrats on the progress and getting everything going. I got a slightly different spin on some of what I've heard here. Imagine someone calls, you know, they're not familiar with how to do a fundraiser, but they're familiar with the fact that people do golf as a fundraiser. So they call a country club. They don't know what to ask. The country club may or may not be able to help them directly. I would let the country clubs be a great point of contact for you because they have relationships. Most of them have been around for years. So if they know that there is a reliable partner in the community that can help take people who are totally non-educated about how to manage a golf tournament that happen to be nonprofit, then you become the go-to. So let them be your megahorn, right? Let them be that central, trusted, credible resource that when someone makes a phone call, they know that, hey, we can't help you through all of that. You know, we're happy to host your event, but we can't educate you on how to do it. But here's a partner that's right here in the community that we can send you to who'll take care of it for you and will help you. Because that way you borrow from their credibility, and ideally if you're hosting it at their courts, obviously it's business that comes to them, so it's a win-win. So I would build it around relationships like that, because ultimately you're going to have to educate someone. So is it better to educate that country club and then build on the relationships that they already have with business partners and communities and other nonprofits, or is it to try to do one-offs? So I would focus on that a lot. When it comes to the employee part of it, I would also, again, I kind of go back to the partner thing, right? Is some of these schools like Etowah, where my kid goes to school, they have golf clubs. They do fundraisers and things like that. Go meet those people who operate those clubs. Become a resource to them, because it's likely that you're going to have kids that are loving golf. Invite them in, create an opportunity for them to learn more about it, to get out on the course, have the opportunity to meet other people who play golf. Young people who are into things love meeting people who are established in those things. So that creates kind of a natural win-win, where as you kind of fill out how you want to do things, you have a motivated, youthful group of kids who want to get out there. And if it's tied back to the club that they're a part of, it may be an opportunity for them to get credits for helping nonprofits or doing community service and things like that. So it's a little bit of a win-win there. But overall, I would just say, look, you're farming. It doesn't matter how many things you do, there's an element that none of us get to erase in our process, and that's that it takes time. Okay? So it's not that you're doing anything right, wrong, good, bad. Ultimately, you do the best you can, and then just trust that time takes care of some elements of that. But congrats again on the progress you made. Look forward to seeing how it goes from here.
I will answer number 2, but they all go back to one thing for me. Very uncomfortable hiring your first employee, but in the beginning it was just Brian and then we had one employee, which was our food truck, and then we had a couple because we need multiple people for certain events. When you go from a few employees to now we have 20 to 25 to 30 employees, it's very uncomfortable, because now you are providing financial resource for your employees, and you have to provide for them. But the biggest thing is they're people. They do a service for our business, but they are people first. So to whom much is given, much is required. So in our business, we extend a lot of grace because we've been given a lot of grace. But we also see our employees as family. We say, when you come into our business, we see you as family. So family, you extend grace more, but you also expect more of family. And a person is going to buy into you before they buy into your business. So as long as you can establish that rapport, of course you have to have standards and procedures and all those sorts of things, but they're people first. So And that goes to marketing or whatever, and into business resources. It's people. The people are going to be your biggest promoters of your business. Also, people in tangential businesses to you. So like people have said, the golf courses, the golf clubs, the PGA pros, just all those different kinds of people that can be pointed back to your business. But again, it's people first.
If I may add to that, as far as how comfortable you were hiring your first employee. As she said, we have close to 30 employees now. I'm not comfortable hiring anybody because we have a way that we do things, and it's hard to turn that loose to someone else, right? We do have a saying, trust but verify. But I will encourage you. We grew at a rate because we both had full-time jobs. We grew where we had to hire somebody who's kind of hired them, kind of showed them on the job, kind of deal with what to do, right? The standard operating procedures, I think, is crucial because right now we find ourselves going back and saying, why did you do this? Well, that's what I do. But we don't have anything, even 8 years later, we're still chasing our tail with this stuff because it's kind of like having kids. When you have kids, you never have kids, right? Well, if you make the have time to do the standard operating procedures, we'll never have time. And that's where we find ourselves. So it's frustrating to me sometimes, and I have to remind myself, why are you frustrated? Well, did you express expectations? I've said this for a long time. Don't express expectations, this is frustration. So if I'm getting frustrated at an employee, which happens quite a bit, I have to ask myself, did I set the right expectations? Did I give them documented information? Sometimes the answer is yes, I did give you documented information. You just either ignored it, didn't read it, didn't do something, I don't know. But to her point, we have grace, we show grace to a certain point. You know, we correct it, we expect it to be corrected. But we do emphasize with our people, you matter more to me as a person than you do as an employee. So if it doesn't work out as an employee, I still love you and be there to support you and whatever needs to do. So anyway, the gist of that is take the time now before you have to hire somebody to try to figure out how you want that to operate. And then, like Ronson said, you're going to go back and change it at some point. At least you have something to go back and change. Right? You don't just go to, oh, I said this, but that doesn't work. So anyway,
All right, one more done.
He showed up late to the party, so he wants redemption now. He's following the flow.
So, some effective marketing strategies, which I would say for y'all, and I don't run a golf. I don't even know how to golf. So, but I do know Pete. And what I've done is I focus on selling myself. And when I say selling, I don't mean trying to sell myself to you, but it is, I try to really make the connection. I try to sit down with everyone that I'm able to come across and really get to know them as a person rather than trying to understand their business or trying to sell them my business. And so I would lean into who are you as a person and try to share that with the community from Golf to Grow. You know, who is William Thomas? What are you guys about personally, and how is your personality effective in the community? And then from that, because honestly, I don't really care what it is that you do, I care about you. And so you could be a golf guy, you could be a mover or whatever it is, but all I really care about is you, and I want to support you. So if you can sell yourself to the community, then you'll see the community pour back into you.
For me, hiring people, that's never fun, but because you never know what you're going to get. When you're interviewing somebody, they always put their best face forward. It's kind of like if anybody's ever been in a club at night and then in that club during the day with the lights are on. You got the same thing. Unfortunately, you run into that a lot of times. But the things I found that the companies that have stood the test of time, and the company that I gave my blood, sweat, and tears for, this is a culture. If you have a really strong culture, you define that culture early, and you stand true to that culture no matter what comes at you, then I'm feeling that you will not only hire the right people, but you'll attract the right type of people to it. You said 3 of your children work for Chick-fil-A. They work there for a reason, because of their culture and what they get out of that business. And just think about Chick-fil-A, no matter which franchise you go to, which store you go to, or restaurant you go to, you're going to get the same experience when you go to that restaurant. You can't say the same thing for other fast food restaurants. So for me, culture is a strong thing. I think if you define your culture now before you get really strong up and going, you start hiring, then they'll know what to expect out of your business. And not only that, the people that you partner with, golf courses, whatever that might be, some of the other people talk about, they'll know what they're getting into when they bring golf and grow into their organization as well. So that's something strong.
Great suggestion. People do like culture, and they do want to know that they're in a good place, and that they're being treated well, and that you're willing to give some grace even when it gets hard. So thank y'all so much. Let's take a round of applause. Take a picture of this so you can connect with them. Please do so. I am just thrilled by your progress. We've met within the last 2 months at a YPAL meeting at the circuit for an event that In Woodstock does. And he approached me after the meeting because I spoke at their meeting, and he came up and said, I want to do Fresh Start. And I said, okay, let's talk about it. And from that point, he had the idea of the indoor golf. He was looking for the location. And then to hear today, you've got funding and a lease. I mean, wow, it happens fast. In between a vacation. So I'm not sure how you all do it. So thank you so much for being here and bringing the energy, sharing your story, being true to yourself, as the gentleman said in the back. But I want to thank you all. This may be our best crowd yet from Fresh Start since I started in April. Every seat is taken. Nobody likes to sit at this table. That's a lonely table. But I just want to thank y'all for being here and supporting William and Kelly in our office and Fresh Start Morning. We do the first and third Wednesday, so our next one's November 1st at the Circuit in Woodstock, at the downtown Woodstock office, Chattahoochee Technical College, and we're going to go back to an educational workshop, and we're going to have the sales process. If you want to know everything about sales, come learn from Tom Kupek, one of our NAV mentors. Is a high executive, retired, but had his whole career in the sales industry. So he's going to teach you the A to Z's on that. And then November 15th, Victoria here with Breakaway. We're going to do bookkeeping and budgeting. And then our last one of the year on 12/6 at the circuit is going to be Brittany Hyde there with the little sober bar. We're going to bring the mobile bar and roll that out and show you this cool new concept that she's creating for the community. And then connect. We'd love to be able to reach out to you, let you know when we're having our events and our meetings. And I always say when you get tired of us, just unsubscribe. But we'd love for you to stay connected. CherokeeGA.org, as I said at the top of the meeting, has a wealth of information to you. Not just our services, not just our programs, but data or property or demographics or anything that you might need to know as a business owner. It's on our website, so feel free to go there and check that out. And then lastly, if you wouldn't mind, be so kind, join our database so that we can keep in contact with you and let you know when we're having our events. Any last words, Hannah? Molly? Elise? Anybody else for the good of the group? If not, it is not 10:09, and I'm going to let you out 5 minutes early. How about that? So you'll come back next time, right? Okay, take care, guys. Have a great day. Hang on, guys. 1 second. I forgot. We got to do a raffle.